Coming at y'all, man, with another live, man, post game. The Oklahoma City Thunder are officially the 2025 NBA champs, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is your Finals MVP. Look, well deserved, man. Obviously, from a fan's perspective, it takes it's a bummer that Tyrese Halliburton got injured. And like I said, I ain't gonna lie, I was pulling for Indiana once Halliburton got injured, and once I seen it was keeping it close. And then you got TJ McConnell was out there putting in work. And it was a game. It was a game in that third quarter, early in the third quarter. But Oklahoma City, they was the best team in the league all year, and one of the reasons they were the best team was because of that defense. And the defense, they finally started playing like the team they like the way they started. They should have been playing. You could tell that once Halliburton went out, the youngness in them, the inexperience in them, kind of relaxed a little bit. Started jacking up threes, and then they went to Shea went to work in the half court, and Jalen Williams went to work in the half court, and then Chet Holmgren was protecting the rim. And they look like they should have been looking all along, yo. And like I say, it's a bummer that Tyrese got injured, but at the same time, man, this team was the best team in all of basketball all season, man, and it's a well-deserved championship. And for Shea, man, he's gonna go down now. He's one of the best, man. He's one of the best, yo. MVP season, scoring title, and a Finals MVP. Great season, great legendary type of season for him, man. Yeah, it really was. What's up, my brother Patrol Benjamin in my Florida Evans voice? Damn, damn, damn. Yeah, man. Yeah, not gonna lie. Like I said, this is the first time in my history of watching sports. I switched from who I was pulling for in the middle of the game, but you got to give OKC credit. You can't take it from them. But we can't sit here and be like, oh, if Halliburton, would have played this, that, and the third, because we don't know that. But Indiana fought, and I'm heartbroken for them. I'm heartbroken for Indiana, but also you got to be happy for OKC because they did it all year long, yo. What's up, Floby? What's up, Dugas? The Oklahoma City Thunder are NBA champions for the first time in their history. Well deserved. I know Seattle people punching their head right now. I mean, I think they might be over it. I mean, the team has been going almost 20 years, so I think the Seattle people are quite over it. But yeah, shout out to the people in Oklahoma City. They first started getting recognized for hosting the team whenever it was the Hornets at the time. The team in New Orleans was playing their home games over there, and Oklahoma City had a really good crowd, and they deserved the NBA franchise. And ever since they had the Durant, Harden, and Westbrook days, that's been a tough place to play, and they've had a really good, lively fan base, and that's a fan base that deserves a championship. So you got to give them a lot of credit. What's up, Esmeralda Lara? I shed a tear at the end of the game, like my team lost. Yeah, for me, I shared one when Halliburton. Well, I ain't shared one, but on the inside, I was crying when Halliburton got hurt because I just thought that was just the most devastating thing. Not only him getting hurt, but the stage in which he got hurt. The fact that he was playing so well once he got hurt. This gonna be a tough pill for Indiana to swallow, man. It just wasn't their time. It just wasn't their time. What's up, Big Orange? Congratulations, Mr. Dugar, brother, on winning your 8th World Series. I love college baseball. Back in the bayou, baby. Appreciate it, Big Orange. Appreciate it. And yeah, man, the Tigers get it done. The Tigers get it done. A beautiful day, man. Beautiful day. Championship number 8 represented. Cade Anderson, Anthony Iverson, Stephen Milam. Coryell, Jay Johnson, all those guys, really representing. And LSU is has just been one of the most prestigious. They at the top of the list of the blue bloods of college baseball, yo. What's up, the show, KC Thunder? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ski. Fixedly, the O'Brien Trophy is coming back to OKC. My Cowboys couldn't do nothing, and I had to watch the Eagles Boys Trophy. But this makes up for it. Hey man, at least you gotta win. One of your teams will win, man. You can keep dreaming on that Cowboys stuff, but shout out to your Thunder, man. Your Thunder get it done. Well deserved, and like I said, they've been the best team in the NBA all year long. So. Yeah, from start to finish, very, very earned, well deserved, earned a championship. Yes, sir, Big Orange. What's up, Mills 36? Thunder gonna be a dynasty. They young and deep. The opportunity is there. The one thing I will caution for is I'm not gonna lie. The last few champs, I thought the same thing. I thought last year Boston, like, oh man, Boston could ring off a few in a row. The year before that, but Denver, they got an opportunity to really get, continuously stay on top. But look, you need good fortune too, because look. Guys are getting it. Look all the guys that went down with their Achilles injuries. You need good health. You need all that going on. But yeah, they definitely got a chance to really be in the mix with things. But they got to stay healthy, and they need good fortune on their side as well. SGA deserved Finals MVP. He had an unbelievable and legendary season. Excuse me. Wait, wow, man. Yeah, if you mess with Shea Butter, you gotta get an uppercutter. I like that. I like that a little bit. Yeah, man, Shea nice, man. He nice with it. He's smooth. The mid range. He probably one of the few stars in the league that really, really prefers the mid range over the 3-point shot. And he's been a mid range assassin and. The assists, with Gan Fold, he has 0 assists, though they won. But he's picked up the assist numbers. I think he had double-digit assists tonight as well, as long with his 20-something plus points. But yeah, he's big time, and he's only going to get better. 76ers, that's how you build a team. Take notes. You got to trade Paul George away and get somebody young, up-and-coming player to be the centerpiece of the team. Because that's how the Thunder did it. They traded away Paul George and got SGA back in return. Who would have thought SGA would have got a ring before Paul George when that trade happened that day, yo? What's up, Amari Thomas? Losing the championship will rip your heart, and you still got clowns who say they'd rather lose the Super Bowl / finals than lose the first round. Nah, man. Yeah, this thing is tough. It's absolutely tough, man. I've seen my Eagles lose 2 Super Bowls, seen my Heat lose 4 NBA Finals. My Braves lose a couple of World Series. LSU lose a national championship in football. Yeah, it's tough. I seen LSU baseball lose a championship. They only lost 1 out of 9, but they lost 1 to Florida. I think it was 2017. So, yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. Especially for Indiana, because it's like I know they feel like if Halliburton, the way he was cooking, I know they feel like if Halliburton didn't go down, they was gonna win this thing. So, but they got a whole off season to think about it. And the tough thing is Halliburton gonna miss probably next season as well with this Achilles. So, yeah, like they said, the East gonna be very, very much wide open with the Dame Lillard, the Jason Tatum, and now the Tyrese Halliburton, all suffering from season-ending Achilles injuries in the playoffs. Nevertheless, I'm hoping Tony Vitelli constructs another team that can win the Vols another World Series next season. LSU makes it look easy, and it's not. It's definitely not. We see Goliath of teams fail to win it every year. Yeah, Vitelli got a great thing going over there in Tennessee, and they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with. Every season he's there, and for LSU, man, it's such a blessing to win 2 out of 3, especially with the stiff competition that we have just not only in the country but just in the SEC in general. As we going on a football type run now, as now that's 6, national champions coming up out of the SEC in a row. I low key think Philly can be really good next year if they stay healthy. That's the Eagles or the Sixers. I'm sorry. Achilles injury, Lillard, Tatum, Halley, all of them were 0 in the Eastern Conference. Damn, I didn't even think of that. Wow, that's an interesting. That's interesting. You pointed that out, yo. I never thought that they all had the number 0. That's very well true. That's crazy. This might have a slight asterisk to it due to Halley injury. You know, emotionally, you want to feel that way, and I'm not gonna lie. It's a part of me that started feeling that way, I guess, when OKC started really extending the lead late in the third quarter. But honestly, just thinking about it logically and thinking of taking the emotion of the Halliburton injury out of it, look, this team has been the best team in the NBA all year. This team has beaten this team 3 times with a fully healthy Halliburton out there. Except for Game 5, which when Halliburton started feeling injured, they had a big lead already. So I can't really do the asterisk thing with them. I'm not gonna lie, because honestly, today I felt they were gonna win. They were a big favorite coming into this game, so I can't quite do it. But emotionally, I could definitely understand people feeling that way. Wearing number 0 is a curse at this point. Yeah, that is a crazy. That's a crazy thing y'all pointed out. I never realized they all was number 0. That's crazy. What's up, SGA Sports Talk Channel? OKC won. Yeah, they did, yo. Yes, they did, man. Big time championship for them, man. Like I said, I can't do the asterisk thing with them. They was just too dominant of a team all season. 76ers are done stacked with Paul George contract. They are broken. Yeah, I don't think they could quite move Paul George the way that OKC did back in the day and get a really nice up and coming young player. But but in the meantime, build from what you have. Build from what you have and just continue to add to that. It's not easy getting to the point where you're ready to win a championship. It's hard to do. Like I said, lately, look, it's been what, 7 of them or the last however many years. So you just got to keep getting it in like that. The Halliburton injury was horrible. He might not be back for a while. Nah, probably not. Probably not next season at all. These Achilles injuries, they take a very, very long time. I think COVID was probably the only one that came back within the calendar year. Durant took a whole year completely off. Who else? Klay Thompson had an Achilles injury. He took a whole complete calendar year off. So, yeah, those things are tough, man. Especially the timing of it. It's we in June. We almost in July. So the NBA comes right back around quick. The season starts at the end of October, I want to say. So yeah, he may be out the whole season next year. This OKC team reminds me of the Warriors' first championship, and look at that because they won the first title, first one, winning 4 in the last decade. Yeah, they got a early Warriors feel to them. With SGA kind of like the Steph, Jalen Williams like the Clay, and Chet Holmgren like the Draymond, and Degno, like the Kerr. So yeah, I could see some Warriors similar. Obviously, it's different styles of play. The Warriors shot a bunch of threes and was led offensively, while though the Warriors had good defensive teams as well. And Caruso is kind of like Andre Iguodala, so yeah. But this team is led defensively, and Shea is more of a mid-range guy, obviously, and Steph was more of a three-point shooter. But yeah, they young and deep. I will say, like I said, the thing is, I thought the same thing of the last teams that won. I was like, man, those teams young, but this team is definitely built different than those. Those other teams were a little more veteran related. This OKC team is really, really, really young. So yeah, they got a young coach. They definitely could go on a run, yo. They definitely could if they could continue to stay healthy. The Thunder have gone through a lot from constantly falling short with KD and Westbrook, and then PG, Melo, and CP3. Nothing didn't rebuild, and now they champions, greatest rebuild ever. You owe a lot to Sam Presti, and also you gotta owe a lot to Russell Westbrook and Paul George and Chris Paul, a lot of these veteran players that they gave away and got back a king's ransom for. And obviously, the biggest one was trading Paul George to the Clippers and getting back, SGA. Which at the time of the trade, you knew he was a nice young piece, but you didn't think he was going to be this. Like, you didn't think that SGA was going to be a scoring champion, a regular season and finals MVP type of player. So you got to give a lot of credit to him also for going in the gym and really, really working on his craft and becoming the great player that he is today. But yeah, Jalen Williams, like none of us knew. I didn't know who the hell he was, to be honest with you. Now obviously I knew a Chet Holmgren with his 1 year at Gonzaga, but a lot of these guys, you didn't really know who they were. The Cason Wallaces and the Lou Dortch. I ain't know these guys. You know what I'm saying? So part of it is that, and part of it is a credit to the coaching staff and these guys individually to just continuously working on their craft and becoming the staple players that they are. And then, the two pieces Sam Presti added this offseason, getting Alex Caruso, a guy who was already an NBA champion, and Isaiah Hartenstein, a guy who played a critical role on this team. What's up, Nicholas Norman? I feel sorry for the city of Indianapolis. First, the Colts lost their owner, and now the Pacers lost their best player. Yeah, it's a tough night for Indianapolis, man. It's really unfortunate because, man, Tyrese was he hit three threes, yo. I think he was 3 for 4 or whatever it was from three. He was talking a little trash to somebody. And then that happened. And then look, they fought all. They had a 1 point lead at the half. But you kind of knew that was hard. That wasn't sustainable for another 24 minutes. To just, and then OKC woke up too. OKC kind of, you could tell they young, and at times they gonna be immature, and they kind of was. You could tell they kind of had the mindset, oh man, we gonna beat these dudes, man. We ain't even tripping. They was shooting up. They was uncharacteristically taking a lot of threes, and they just wasn't really locking in defensively like they're capable of. And then they started treating TJ McConnell like he was Tyrese Halliburton. They started trapping him. Instead of trying to guard him one-on-one when he was straight giving them that work, they started trapping him. And then, Seattle, he went quiet. He was somebody I thought could have possibly take the game over in his hands, but he went really, really quiet as they started really giving a lot of attention to McConnell. But yeah, that's a real, real tough loss for Indiana, man. Sam Presti is a mastermind genius. Nah, you gotta give him credit. You know, just like you give my guy Howie Roseman with the Eagles credit, you gotta give Sam Presti credit because he basically built two championship caliber teams. Within the last 12 years or so. You know, he had the Durant, Harden, and Westbrook version, and now he got the Shea Gilgeous, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren version, and both made it to finals. So, like, as part of it was, hey, he unloaded some veteran star players and got a lot back in return, which is a great job by a general manager. And there's guys who ended up being a lot better than you thought they would be. What's up, Brandon Reeves? Hey, what up, Mr. Dugas? How do you feel about KD going to the Rockets? I think that's a great move for them, for the Rockets. I think he makes them a contender. The fact that they was able to keep Amon Thompson and Jabari Smith Jr. and only gave up Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green and a bunch of second-round picks, basically, I think it's a good move for them. I really do. Mari Lara Sixers. I mean, they got the number 3 pick, I think it is. So they're gonna have another young, very talented player. Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, obviously is really good. Paul George, you would think, will come back and contribute at least a somewhat next year. They got a good, solid roster if they stay healthy. It's just now, well, let me say this: with Boston, Milwaukee, and Indiana now having injuries to real key players, they do have a shot to get back up there in the upper echelon of the Eastern Conference. Thunder deep now. The Cowboys sound deep now. Lamb, Pickens, Mingle, Ferguson, etc., etc. Man, the Cowboys ain't deep, man. Pickens could be a really nice addition to their passing attack. But how they still gonna stop the run? You know, how they still gonna run the football? Those are things that questions they still gotta answer. I see those Thundercats won a ring. Yeah, they got it done. I already know the Thunder Championship Parade is about to be insane, especially since it's gonna be in Oklahoma City, aka Loud City. The Pacers got to do a lot in order for them to get back to the finals. Also, I hope Halliburton is okay. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice parade for the Thunder, man. That fan base deserves it. Ever since they got their team over there, like I said, they used to cheer hard for New Orleans. I remember when the New Orleans team was there. But ever since they got them a franchise, they've been really, 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 really good and been one of the better, fan bases in the league. I hope Halliburton is okay as well. But Indiana got to figure some stuff out for next year. But I'm sure they ain't thinking. I'm sure they only thinking about the hurt from Halliburton getting hurt and from coming up short on this championship attempt tonight. If the NBA was to expand to 32 teams, which 2 cities should get an NBA team? I say Seattle and Las Vegas, and I say I agree with you. I think that's exactly the 2 teams that'll get NBA franchises. SGA ring is worth more than KD's 2 rings due to the fact that they built that instead of going to a team that already won the championship before he got there and won after him. I mean, if people want to say that, that's fine. The thing is, what people do gotta understand what basketball is. This Oklahoma City, first of all, it's a different day today. It is a little more, easier to stay if you put the pieces around them. Oklahoma City won 68 games. It's not to say that SGA was a better number 1 option than Kevin Durant, but I mean, that Oklahoma City Thunder team Durant was on with Westbrook, they wasn't this team. And not to mention, they didn't have a team like the Warriors out there. This Oklahoma City team, like y'all said, they are the Warriors. So Durant was, SGA is basically on the Warriors. You know, Durant had to go to them. And I mean, look, that's the one thing that I do get annoyed with the NBA is that people put so much they put so much emphasis on rings, man. Like some teams just got better management than others. Some teams just do a better job. You know, hey man, everybody don't stay. Like everybody don't get, you know, 3 first team all defensive players on their team by staying with the same organization like Jordan got. Like some people just don't get that. Durant, I mean, I understand, you know, the thought that, oh, he went play with the Warriors, and I get it. The Warriors won before he got there, and the Warriors won when he left, and Durant never won anything else. I get that, but Durant is still a great player. Durant is a great player, and Durant was the Finals MVP for those 2 championships that he did win, yo. Halliburton and Tatum will end up missing most of next year with torn ACLs. Well, they got torn ruptured Achilles, but yeah, I think they definitely gonna miss most, if not all, of next season. It's crazy. Next year we won't have Dame, Tyrese, and Tatum. Yeah, that's crazy, man. The Eastern Conference definitely gonna take a big hit next season, as now it's looking like what the Cavaliers, the Knicks, you know, are basically the 2 top teams. Maybe Orlando with the Desmond Bain trade. We'll see what the Heat do the rest of the offseason, since we missed out on Durant. But yeah, we're going to see, man. It's Detroit. Detroit's another team. You know, it's wide open, so we're going to see what happens. Did you see before the game that the Thunder had their parade buses ready? Yeah, I seen that, but I don't think that's that big of a deal. Like Rick Carlisle or other people made it. I'm sure if we was in Indiana, they would. It's Game 7. You know, you're not gonna do it after the fact. Like, just get it done now. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the players that did that. It wasn't the team that did that. It was whoever was in charge of that. So, granted, they got ahead of it because they're the champions. But yeah, I think if you was in Indiana, you would have probably seen the same thing. I thought the whole thing was kind of blown out of proportion, and I mean, Rick Carlisle felt some type of way, but I mean, hey, what do you want, man? You know, you gotta win. SGA is now officially the best Thunder player of all time. KD and Westbrook didn't win a ring when they were there. Neither did Harden. It's insane. And you see, that's the thing I'm talking about. Now, I'm not saying I disagree with you, but it's like somebody win a championship because their team is better than the team that the other players before them had, and now all of a sudden, you know, you better than this guy because you won. You see what I'm saying? Though we not gonna consider the players you had around you, or where your team was the favorite. You know, you won, so now you the best. And like I said, I'm not even saying I disagree with you. He very well may be, but I just hate that we just throw people accomplishments out the window or put other people accomplishments more to the front because, oh, look, you won and they didn't. You see what I'm saying? Now that the NBA season is over, summer is going to be so boring up until football season. Well, we got it. Well, my Braves kind of suck now, but we got NBA free agency. We got the draft this week, and then we got NBA free agency in the next couple of weeks. So we're gonna see who going where, and then obviously not long before that, after that, we're gonna have training camp. Summer ain't gonna be boring. Baseball season still around. Kind of boring for me, man, because the Braves ain't too good this year. I'm used to my Braves being really, really good, yo. What's up, Eric Wallace? Hey, sir, this one stings as a guy here in W State. That should be us. I understand. I understand, man. But hey, I think Seattle going to eventually get another franchise. I do think at some point Seattle going to get them another team. What's up, the True Slanger? What's good, Dugas? Congrats to LSU. Go AKC. Go OKC. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. My Tigers get it done. And yeah, congrats to OKC as well, yo. Siakam too inconsistent this series. Only gave him 16 tonight. Yeah, man. I thought he was going to be much more of a factor, especially in that second half. If they was going to have a chance to pull off, I called it a Disney movie upset. I felt like if Indiana would have won tonight, Disney would have made a movie out of this team. But yeah, he came up short in the second half. I feel like he came up short in that second half. Disappointed in Miles Turner. He was absolutely no show these finals. Yeah, Miles Turner came up short too, man. I get Miles Turner is a stretch five, but I want Miles Turner to start mixing it up a little more than what he does. I feel like he's too reliant. You know, you got people like Miles Turner and Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic and Karl Anthony Towns. These are centers who obviously could shoot the three really well, but sometimes, yeah, you just got to get down on that block and get dirty, man. And I feel like it's more times than not that Miles Turner don't do that. Let's see. What's up, Kenny Allen? I want to congratulate for Oklahoma City Thunder winning their first title. I predict that they were not going to get KD in Miami. Oh yeah, man, I knew Durant. That's why I didn't even get all wrapped up around it. I knew Durant wasn't going to Miami. And yeah, congrats to OKC, man. Been the best team all year and finish off being the best team. I talked to Kareem after the game, and he was heartbroken. I really feel bad for him and for Pacers fans coming up short again. And he even said, "I just want to see them win one before he died." He's 45, by the way. Damn, that's tough. Yeah, that's tough, man. I have more faith in Houston to make it to the championship in the Cowboys. I agree. What's up, Marshall Jenkins? Durant left OKC like a thief in the night. I mean, clearly he made the right decision. Like, he made the right decision. I thought he made the wrong decision by leaving Golden State to go to Brooklyn. He could have stayed where he was. The Thunder and Rockets going to battle it out for the West next year. I mean, hey, you still got, let's see what the Lakers do with LeBron and Luka. Let's see if they add somebody. Let's see, Minnesota. Let's see what Golden State. You get Jimmy Butler for the offseason. San Antonio is young and up and coming as well. They got some other people. They got some other Dallas. Kyrie gonna probably be out, but with Cooper Flag, Anthony Davis, and them. It's a lot of dogs in the West, man. So we gonna see how that all play out. KD had to produce at a high level for Golden State in those championships. If he averaged only 10 points in those titles and they won, he would have criticized for Ryan Steph and Clay coattails. Yeah, man, Durant was the Finals MVP in the two finals that he played in with Golden State. And I think Golden State would have won a third. Speaking of torn Achilles, he ruptured his Achilles against Toronto in that series. And if he's healthy, that series, I think they would have won a third straight. So, yeah, Durant was a key contributor to those Warriors championships. Sixers need to get rid of Nick Nurse. Guy is way too stubborn. Why does GJ have such a massive ego? You heard what he said. As far as I just think Nick Nurse had a lot of, he's a champion. I just think he had a lot of injuries with the Sixers. Now, I'm not saying he's going to bring the Sixers to the promised land. I just don't think that, you throw him away yet. As far as Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, what he said? He said something about what I seen him say the other day. Uh, I forgot what I seen. Remind me what he said. I seen him say something the other day. Your Eagles should be okay as long as Matt Curse don't get to your team. I mean, injuries in general, not just the Matt Curse thing, but injuries in general is a thing that you worry about every season going into the season. Hey, Duke, I gotta ask you, who's most likely to win more games this year? Alabama or Texas? I'm gonna say Texas. Hey, Duga, if you're Giannis, where would you be willing to go play? Well, I mean, it depends on, you can't, obviously for him to go play for somebody else, that team gonna have to give up a bunch of stuff. So it all depends on what, like just say if he was a free agent, he just joined somebody. I guess a team probably like the Lakers or somebody like that, But to me, it just all depends on, because like with the KD thing, like yeah, they wanted Khalil Ware, but it's like if I give you Khalil Ware for KD, I'm better, but I'm not better enough to be a championship contender. I need you to not take him. Just like with Giannis, Giannis is going to cost a lot. It's going to gut a team to get him. And the thing is, like, can you not draft picks is one thing, but people gonna want young players. So if you could keep a team together and still add Giannis, I would say I would say somebody like the Lakers, but he'll probably gut most teams that would try to trade for him. What do you feel like the Heat have to do in order to get to a title again? Whew, it's a lot. they got to do a lot. I mean, for starters, they got to get another guy. They got to keep what they have and get another guy that's a solid 20-plus point a game scorer. That's a start. But they need a lot of young pieces. They need a lot of depth, which they don't really have right now. But it'll be a while. But I say add another 20-plus per game scorer without having to give up none of the young pieces you have. I think that's a start. What's up, Give Me Cash? Mr. Dugas, I didn't realize how deep that Thunder team was. Young too. Yeah, they are, man. That's why they was the best team in the best team in the league all year. What's up, Brian Turner? Is Carolina becoming the new biggest LSU hater state? Talking about as far as Coastal Carolina and South Carolina and them. Don't know if well, I know they feel some type of way about LSU, but obviously not the biggest one, but they definitely feel some type of way. Oh, and Clemson too, with that big matchup coming up. He said they wouldn't win the championship without him, along with saying he was a test dummy. He really got traded because his character. I mean, I don't know if I'll go as far as to say. I mean, he was a key contributor, man. Like he really was. Like I can't undersell his role. The 2 years he was with the Eagles played in the Super Bowl. And both years he had 6 interceptions. So he was a key contributor to the Eagles. I'm not gonna lie. When the trade initially happened, I was not happy. Like I didn't want to trade Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. But I mean, it is what it is now. And I mean, that's the type of personality he have. I mean, if that's how he feel, that's how he feel. I'm not gonna worry about that or tell him he need to shut up or first of all, like, let's be real, he's hurt. Like, he didn't want to lead the Eagles. Like, he didn't want to lead the Eagles. He got blindsided by the trade. So he's an emotional guy that got a lot to say, so he's gonna say some stuff. But I mean, he was a key contributor. He made the defense better. He had some he has some flaws and some shortcomings in his game, but he did make us a better football team. I do got to give him that. But wish him well. But now I want to see what Makuba is all about, y'all. Giannis might go to the Heat or maybe Knicks if they want him. I call him the big sheep, by the way. The Heat ain't getting Giannis, man. Like I said, I'm not doing the whole the Heat gonna get this superstar player thing no more, man. Like they may get a second tier good player, but like the elite of the elites, the Heat ain't doing that no more. Also, when you doing a deep dive on LSU Clemson week 1, who you taking, Canelo or Crawford? As far as a deep dive on LSU Clemson, probably more it's gonna be a little while because the game is late August, so it's gonna be a while. Probably about 3 weeks or so before the matchup. And as far as Canelo or Crawford, man, I'm gonna go Bud, man. Like I'm gonna go Bud until I see somebody knock off, man. I'm gonna roll with Crawford. That's a hell of a fight, by the way, too, and I can't wait for that one. Let's see. Also, I gotta say it again. If you mess with Shea Butter, the uppercut, I had to, man. That's what's up, man. As a Heat fan, what would you be willing to give up to get Giannis? I mean, I know they're not going. I mean, I don't know, man. To be honest with you, we need everybody. That's the thing. We need everybody. I'd give up Khalil Ware for Giannis. I'll say that. You know, I wouldn't give him up for Durant because, first of all, Durant is old and Durant is a different position. You know, with Giannis, Bam could slide back into the 5 and Giannis could play the 4. So I would give up Khalil Ware and most of my young players. I would make that trade for Giannis. I wouldn't do it for Durant. Durant, yeah, you got more perimeter scoring, but now you're taking away some interior defense. But with Giannis, I would give up Khalil Ware and all them for Giannis. What's up, Floss, this season? My Niners going crazy this year, Dugas. I bet you happy. I'm not even reading the rest of your comment, dog. Like, I'm not about to sit up here and you're not about to call a Super Bowl. When you call a Super Bowl champion sorry and your team never won one in '94, I don't finish your comment, dog. Sorry. While I do believe Clemson is just as talented as that Florida State juggernaut from 2023, I believe LSU is on paper hopefully better than that 2023 team with Jaden and crew. They better. They should be better defensively. I don't know if Clemson is as good as that team. Like, they got talent. Clemson is gonna be really good, but that Florida State team, in my opinion, was a Jordan Travis injury away from winning the national championship. I think if Jordan Travis would have never got hurt, I think Florida State was better than Michigan that year. And I know Michigan won it. But I don't know if Clemson is quite that good. But, and I don't know, this LSU offense, I don't know is as quite that good as well. They may be good, you know. That was the number one offense in college football. That just go to show you how bad Matt House and that defense was that year. If we had the defense we had last year with that offense, we make a lot of noise. So I don't know if Clemson is quite that good, and I don't know if our offense is quite that good at LSU team, but I do think the defense should be better. What's up? I eat Cho cornbread, Antonio Brown, innocent, if you say so. I don't understand why Nick doesn't use the wide receiver 3 in the offense. It doesn't seem to have a backup plan. Either remember the Tampa where AJ and Smitty rehearse. We only went to Goddard or Saquon. I mean, the thing is, like, we're not a high volume passing team. Like, that's another thing. Like, with Saquon, we not a high volume team at throwing the football. So when we don't throw it, we were like 29th, I want to say, in pass attempts last year. And most of those targets gonna go to AJ Brown. It's gonna go to Devontae Smith. It's gonna go to Dallas Goedert. And look, he caught 2 passes in the Super Bowl, and we scored 40 plus points. He didn't catch anything against Washington, and we scored 55 points. So I get it, but this is not a wide open passing type of offense where 2, 3 receivers are going to get a lot of targets each. If most of the targets are going to AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert, I feel like that's good. Can Dotson be more involved in the offense? Absolutely, but I don't think Dotson gonna be like one of the top number 3 receivers in the league, simply because we run the ball at such a high volume. What's up, Carlton? Roberts, OKC deserve it. Yeah, they do, man. Shout out to them. Been the best team in the league all year, yo. It just seems like if one of them goes down, they just force feed them more, causing more wear and tear. I mean, as far as like last year, like the Tampa game, the Atlanta game, Dotson could, when AJ was, you could have used Dotson more, but they didn't. The New Orleans game, they went heavy Dallas Goedert, and the Tampa game, it just was a throwaway game. I mean, you just could throw that game away somewhere. But I just don't think it's a high volume offense passing attack to where teams really gotta be real afraid. And look, Dotson made a few catches last year. Was it a high volume of them? No, but he caught a few. What's up, hell now? 827 is great. I'm lost. What you talking about? I seen your shorts earlier. Are you working Sundays during the NFL season? Fortunately, yes. I'm actually going to be working every other weekend. So, yes, half of the Sundays during the NFL season I will be working. But don't worry, we're going to still get our talks in. We're going to get our videos in, and we're going to get our chats and everything in. But yes, I will be working half of the Sundays during the NFL season. I keep seeing people talking about Giannis possibly teaming up with Wemby in San Antonio. Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening, but they got a bunch of young players and young picks. We're gonna see. Like, I just feel like some of these teams are just further along than the Miami Heat right now. Hell no, bro. It's literally one game, one bad game doesn't define a player. Who you referring to? Mr. Dugas, the NFC East should be interesting this year. I think all 4 teams had a solid draft. Yeah, on paper, all 4 teams. Well, the Eagles, we kind of stayed pat, but it's hard to get better than being the Super Bowl champs. But I do think Dallas, Washington, and the Giants have added some real key contributors. I see our Eagles can go 14-3 again and repeat. Yeah, 14-3, 13-4. For me, the biggest thing is health. Gotta stay healthy. Mr. Dugas, who in the division will be the Eagles' biggest competition? And I know, look, don't y'all Cowboy fans gloat, but I think something telling me, man, I got a bad feeling about Washington for some reason. I just something just telling me they gonna underachieve this season, and I don't think it's gonna be Jaden Daniels' fault. But I just got a bad feeling about Washington. And I think I think he'll be Dallas again. I think Dallas and Washington are battle for that second spot, but I think Dallas might be slightly ahead of them this season. People that hurts was carried. Don't even know what carried really means. Yeah, I don't pay those people no mind. Cause once again, like we have a high volume rushing offense, and people want Jalen to throw for 360 yards, but a game. But how we gonna do that when Saquon is dominating the league and running the football? I see your Eagles will host the Bears the Friday after Thanksgiving. That should be an interesting game, especially if the Bears turn are out to be a solid team. Yeah, got a lot of interesting games this year, man. One thing the Eagles we got this year, we definitely have a loaded potato of a schedule this season. If you had to pick one to start your franchise with, Jambalaya Joe or Jaden Daniels, quite honestly, I'd go Jaden Daniels right now. He's younger and he's more dynamic. Not to say he's better than Jambalaya Joe, but I would go Daniels because he's younger and more dynamic. He could do so much with his legs. What's up, the Sage, Mr. Dugas? What's going on, yo? It'll be funny if that game ends like how last year's Black Friday game ended between the Raiders and Chiefs. The center screws up from winning. Yeah, that was crazy, man. The Chiefs had a lot of wins like that, which is why when we finally got to them, like we had to do what we had to do. Mr. Dugas, week one versus Dallas would be a good one. I can't lie. Oh, I'm excited for that one. I'm definitely pumped up and excited and looking forward to that one, yo. I don't know why, but Dallas makes me nervous. Nah, they got the addition of George Pickens makes them a solid passing attack. I must say, and they got some guys that was coming back defensively that the Diggs and Deron Bland. They got talent over there. That's one thing we can't deny, that they got talent. It's just something about Washington to me that just smells setback to me. I don't know why, but I just feel like Dallas could overcome them in the division and they'll be out of us in Dallas again. That's just my gut intuition. Let's see. We need to have a more balanced offense this year because Saquon touches were way too much like the NFC Championship game where everyone contributed. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. But I mean, Saquon said he ready for the load. You got AJ Dillon as a guy that could take a pounding. Will Shipley gonna have a much bigger role in the rushing game as well. And I mean, it worked. Like I get it. Ideally, you want to have you want every game to look flawlessly, but that's just not how it's going to be. We're going to have games where we struggle a little bit running the football or passing the football, but you do want more consistency in the passing game throughout the year. But we're not a high volume passing team. So, we just got to do the best we could do, man. The biggest thing with Jalen is just not turning over the football. When he don't turn over the football, we got a real great chance of winning. Congrats on the LSU win. Appreciate it. I'm not an Eagles fan, but I was glad to see them beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Yeah, you and a lot of people, man. And I greatly appreciate all the extra fans we got in spite of the Chiefs, yo. I hope we finally have a repeat division winner since 2004. Oh, it's coming. And it's funny, since '04, it was the Eagles, the last one that was repeating as division champs. So I think it's gonna come. I think my Cowboys win at least 10 games this year. No Super Bowl, but better than last year. I also think the Commanders might take a step back this year. I agree. It's something about Washington that just screams we not gonna be as good this year. Like I don't know why, but it's just something about them that just gives me a gut feeling that they're not gonna be as good, yo. I'm tired of hearing people on these sports shows keep trying to throw the Cowboys in the Super Bowl conversation when they can't even make it to the NFC Championship game. Who throwing them in that conversation? Who the hell putting them in there? Do you think Hurts throws for 40 TDs this year? No, like he don't have to. like he don't have to do that. Mr. Dugas, I actually agree. I think it comes down to Philly and Dallas for the division. I'm not buying the 1 year hype on Washington. Yeah, it's something about Washington that just tells me they just not gonna be as good this year. Saquon had close to 500 carries last year. That too much due to his injury history and age. I mean, I don't think he's gonna get that many touches, but we're gonna be all right, man. I don't think that's something we need to worry about. You know, first of all, it worked. I get it, but it worked, and I think Jalen going in the offense gonna be a little more efficient this year than it was the majority of last year. And I just don't think that's something we gotta worry about, yo. As an Eagles fan, do you think that Donovan McNabb should be in the Hall of Fame? To be honest with you, I love McNabb. He's the reason I'm an Eagles fan, but I'll say no. I don't think he's quite a Hall of Famer. It was always Philly and Dallas for the division. Yeah, it was until Washington came up in there this year. The Eagles can repeat this year. They have the blueprint. I agree. Like at some point, things are always something until they're not. Like something is always a stat until eventually that stat gets broken. Angel Reese is acting like Paul Pierce to the Dwayne Wade situation from a while back. What you mean by that? It seems like if Dallas and Philly both stay healthy, it will definitely be out of those two teams. I could see that. The Buccaneers are a dark horse in the NFC. Baker gonna be. I can't wait to play them early this year too. We owe them. How do you think the Steelers will do with Rodgers this year? I think they'll go 10-7. They need a playoff game for the first since 2016. Honestly, I think they're gonna do what they've been doing. I think they're gonna be a wild card team, and I think they're not gonna win that division, but they might be a wild card team and get beaten a wild card on the road again. I think they're gonna do exactly what they've been doing. Now it's gonna look better as far as a passing attack, but the results ultimately I think will be the exact same. Who do you see coming out of the AFC? I like Baltimore a lot, man. I get it. They got to overcome the aura of the Kansas City Chiefs, and obviously that's tough, for all those AFC teams. But if it ain't, like, I'm gonna just say it's besides the Chiefs. If it ain't the Chiefs, I think Baltimore is right up there. Chiefs gonna run the AFC as long as Mahomes is still QB. Yeah, I mean, we gonna see. That's what it definitely looks like. I mean, on paper, I think Baltimore is better, but it's tough to beat that QB and that head coach, yo. She feels some type of way because Caitlin Clark is more celebrated than her, though she beat her in the Natty. I mean, I don't get caught up in all that, man. Like, I'm a fan of both of them. Obviously, I'm a bigger Angel Reese fan because of what she winning the championship with my LSU Tigers. I mean, like that's what I don't understand. Like, people talk about how this generation is soft because everybody love each other, and then when somebody don't actually want to kiss somebody's feet, it's like they jealous or they hating on her. Like, Angel has her own brand, Caitlyn has her own brand. I mean, Angel going out there playing. Obviously, her team isn't great, but she going out there doing her thing, man. And I don't think Angel. I mean, Angel, is there maybe some little animosity? Yeah, because people constantly trying to make Caitlin Clark a hero and Angel Reese a villain. Ever since the, you can't see me thing in the national championship game. So yeah, human nature, you may have a little bit of a disdain for somebody, but I think both women are absolutely amazing and both got their own platforms, Joe. Who is your golden basketball? Jordan, very, very, very slightly over LeBron. I'll say that. All right, one more, y'all, then I gotta run, man. To be honest, even if Pittsburgh goes 10-7, there's no guarantee for a wild card spot either. The Ravens and Bengals have better records. Plus, look at the rest of the AFC. I agree. That's why I say, like, at best, they gonna be what they've been. Make the wild card and get their ass kicked, man. Because AFC is getting deeper, yo. It definitely is. But all right, y'all, man. Sorry for the ones I didn't get to, but I gotta run, man. Appreciate y'all tuning into the live. Stay tuned. Another recap video of this game gonna be out later, so be on the lookout for that. The Oklahoma City Thunder are your 2025 NBA Finals champions, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's the MVP, yo. But until then, man, y'all have a blessed one. Good night.